I finally got new shelves. It's very exciting, and I'm going to take you on my not that harrowing, but maybe a little bit harrowing journey of getting all of my books from upstairs to down here and getting the shelves in my house. So I think all in all, I give it out 8 out of 10 experience. I think it went pretty well. I'm very happy to have more space. Not as much space as I thought I was going to, but more space than I had before. So let's get into it. I was going to do this cute weekend, like resetting my shelves, getting new shelves thing. And then IKEA was out of the ones I wanted because that's just how it works with IKEA every single time. But now it says they have one in stock. And it's Sunday. They haven't opened yet. So I'm going to try to get there right when they open and try and snag that shelf. Hopefully it's real and not just like a glitch in their system. Because I would really like to do this video now, and also things have been in disarray because I was expecting to just be able to go and pick up the shelves yesterday. So pray for me or something. I got everything that I actually needed, and I'm like, now why don't I just go take a look at all like the showrooms and stuff? Like, this cart isn't impossible to push, and I'm going to spend all my money already. Overstimulating, but I guess IKEA is like the only place in the world you can get a hot dog at 10 a.m. So I'm very excited for that. I'm gonna have to hold you. And then I got sparkling pear beverage. Kind of just tastes like sparkling water, but that's fine. And then I got these as presents for Elliot because he's gonna have to help me move a lot of things today. And also a cinnamon bun. I don't know if I'll eat that right now because I feel like that plus hot dog and then having to carry books up and down flights of stairs is just gonna make me throw up, so we're not gonna do that. So I'm gonna eat my hot dog and then we'll go home, and then you can watch me put bookshelves together and be totally normal about it. Okay, so it is the next day, and I had to not do this because my head hurt so bad. I just needed a break. So I'm going to make a cup of coffee, and then we are going to get into this. I'm currently on my lunch break, so we are going to see what I can do in an hour. If I just threw everything on here, I feel like it would take me like max 20 minutes. But because I need to like organize it and overthink it, it's going to take me far longer. I don't think that everything's going to go on in an hour, but we'll see. My thought process is this is going to be kind of like what you saw me film in front of before with my fantasy. And then this whole thing will be for horror. And then I don't know what this is going to be. And then like the 2 little ones. And this is not going to stay here, but I am going to get something to replace it. So maybe if I think it's stable enough, I'll just put like my physical arcs and stuff on it and what I'm going to want to read this month for now. But it's also like not that stable, so we'll see. And I'm not going to do like a whole time lapse of the whole thing, but I am going to walk you through my thought process while it's happening. 2 hours, which I don't think is that bad. I did almost give up, and I didn't start crying, so I think we did pretty good, and now we can have a bookshelf tour. This is what she's looking like. Obviously, they're not like totally filled up. They did fill up a lot more than I thought they were going to. Not like a great way for me to do this, but this is like my arcs and stuff, and obviously it's not full, but that's where they are right now. And then here on this skinny shelf right here is all of like my dark romance and smut, also not full. And then this, okay, so up here, hopefully you can see that, is my little shrine to Amber V. Nicole. Love her. And then here is like my special editions with like the pretty sprayed edges and stuff. And then some like horror novellas, like the really skinny ones. And this is all the horror that has like blackish spines. And then the horror with darker spines, brighter spines. You get the idea. And then down here is like all of my Stephen King. I'm not like particularly happy with Stephen King right now, so it can all stay down there. And then if I have any mass market paperbacks, I'm just gonna go behind those for Stephen King. And this is kind of like my Weird Girl shelf, and then like a couple mass market paperbacks I didn't know what to do with. I don't think they're gonna stay there, but for now, this is where they're going. So this is all my like Zodiac Academy stuff, and it just looks nice right here. And then a few hardbacks that I particularly like that I put here last minute. The lighting is atrocious. I'm so sorry. And then here, this is just like black and red paperback fantasy for the most part. And then novellas, mostly hardback novellas. And then up here is stuff that I didn't know what to do with. Also things that are part of a series that I haven't started yet, so it has room to expand. And then here is all of like the white spine fantasy. I still need 2 for Faithful and the Fallen, and I do think I will buy this whole series. I would love if this fit with all of my other V.E. Schwab, but it just doesn't right now. But I think this will, once I get the 2 for the Faithful and the Fallen, I think that this will move, and then it will all fit very nicely, because this series is done, and these 2 trilogies, I have both of all of them. And then down here, this is just like brighter color fantasy. Most of these have like trilogies or series, and not everything here is out or that I've read. I don't want to know how much of this I haven't read. It's more than it used to be, but it's still not great. And then down here is just kind of like miscellaneous / YA. This is not really organized at all. Down here, this is even more miscellaneous. If you can't tell by the way everything's just kind of shoved in here. This is mostly YA. This is just that Discovery of Witches trilogy. I've had that for probably 4 years and haven't touched it. If I don't touch it this fall, it's leaving my house. And this is a bunch of miscellaneous hardbacks, most of which I have not read. Okay, this also kind of miscellaneous. Read half of it, I would say. And the other half is stuff that I would like to get to this year, so that's good. I read most of this shelf. This is all fantasy trilogies pretty much, for a couple things. I haven't read this one, these 2, and that's it. That's actually really good. And I would like to get to the Children of Blood and Bone series this year for sure. And then this is mostly sci-fi, and then I just got tired of organizing things, so I stuck these 3 right here. I've not read most of this sci-fi though. I'm new to sci-fi, so I don't feel bad about that. These are like relatively new purchases for the most part. This is also sci-fi for the most part. I haven't read the Sean Maguire, but other than that, most of this I have read. And the shelf I haven't read pretty much anything on, maybe a couple books. Here over is all nonfiction, and I'm new to nonfiction. I've read these 2 and really liked them, so I'm working on it, like my social justice nonfiction era. And then all of this stuff is stuff that I've been sent, but I'm not like needing to get to immediately. I'll get to it eventually, but not super anxious to get to any of this stuff. But it was kindly gifted to me by publishers. And then the rest of this is empty, which is great. I'm glad there's some empty shelves, and this I'm getting rid of, but I need it for the sake of the accurate count for Instagram, and then it will probably be leaving my house. This is super miscellaneous. This is just pretty much random. This is Hunger Games, and then random. This is my Nat Cassidy and Stephen Graham Jones shelf. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for it to be over here, but that's how it was upstairs, so my brain needs it to be right here. And then empty shelf, and then Dungeon Crawler Carl. I don't know where I put book 2, but it needs to go up there, and then book 6 is coming out soon. And then the books will keep coming out. I think there's going to be 10 books, so that will get moved eventually. And now I'm going to count the books. Everybody put your guesses in for how many books you think that is. I'm also doing a super secret project right now that is going to put more books on this shelf. There's so many. And I think I have 8 tracking numbers right now from stuff that I did not order. So it's fine. I really thought they'd be less filled out. Maybe once I read some of these books, they won't be for me and they can leave. But we'll see. I'll be right back. Okay, now that you've seen them, I have backed you up a little bit. But tell me what you think. Only if you're going to be nice. If you're not going to be nice, then don't tell me anything. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for making it this far. Oh, it was 514 books. So not quite a library yet, but I believe in myself. I believe that I can get there. And since you're still here, leave me any furniture emoji, I guess. And I will see you next time. Bye.